A very happy morning to all of you children. Welcome to the science class. I hope you all are doing good at home. So today we will be starting with a new chapter. That's chapter number 4, metals and non-metals. Students, in this chapter we will be studying basically regarding metals and non-metals. We will study about the physical and chemical properties of metals and non-metals, and also study about the uses of metals and non-metals. So when you look around at the place where you're sitting, when you look around, what do you see the things are made up of? There would be things made up of wood, glass, and then we also see many things made up of metals, right? So when we talk about metals and non-metals, what are actually they? Children, metals and non-metals are actually elements. And what are elements made up of? Elements are made up of atoms. Every substance on this earth is made up of one or more elements. For example, oxygen and nitrogen gases have elements oxygen and nitrogen present in them respectively. Similarly, water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Yes, so there are about 118 different known elements till date. I am sure you all would have heard about periodic table in chemistry. So periodic table actually shows all these different 118 different elements. As we are starting with this chapter, we will first talk regarding the metals, and then slowly we will move ahead towards the non-metals. So the elements which have properties of both metals and non-metals are called as metalloids. Yes, so metalloids fall in between metals and non-metals. The elements are basically classified into two types, that is metals and non-metals, and there are certain elements which show both the properties of metals and non-metals, so they are called as metalloids. Now talking about the metals, regarding the occurrence of metals, children, metals are found in free and combined state in the Earth's crust region. Now what do we understand by the free and combined state? The element or the metals that are less reactive, they occur in the free state. Like gold and aluminium, they are very less reactive metals. So they occur in the free state. Whereas the elements which are highly reactive, they combine with some other element, so they occur in combined state. As they are highly reactive, they react with the other elements and occur in the combined state. For example, aluminium is found as bauxite. If you try and recall the chapter chemical effects, उसमें हमने bauxite के बारे में पढ़ा था, which is an ore of aluminium. Yes, it is made up of aluminium and oxygen. So there aluminium exists with the combined form with oxygen. Yes, so metal like copper and silver are found both in free form as well as in the combined form, as they are neither highly reactive nor totally unreactive. Yes, so metals, when we talk about the occurrence of the metals, metals occur in the free state and also in the combined state. Now we will go ahead and study about the physical properties of metals. When we say physical properties, what do we understand by this term, children? So can you tell me certain physical properties of mine when you look at me, and the characteristics which you are able to see physically, those are actually called as physical properties. Yeah. So like for me, you can say that I have a nose, I have two eyes, black hair. These are my physical properties, right? So similarly, now we will go ahead and study about the physical properties of metals, like the properties which you can actually define looking at the metals. Okay, so metals, the first property that we have under the physical property of metals is metals are generally solid and hard. Yes, if you look at iron, copper, they are strong enough to bear heavy loads or they have high tensile strength. Yes, as I mentioned, iron, zinc, aluminium, copper, tin, these are the examples of the metals which are actually solid and they are hard. Easily break नहीं होते हैं वो, right? But there are certain exceptions as well in metals. There are certain metals which are soft or which are also in liquid form. Can you take any guesses that which are those metals? Metals like sodium and potassium are, children, soft metals. Yes, they are so soft that they can be even cut with a knife. And tell me a metal which occurs in the liquid state. Let me give you a clue here. Thermometer. So there exists the mercury. Yeah? Mercury is a metal which is liquid at normal temperature. So here we understand one of the first property of the metals, that metals are generally solid and hard. However, there are exceptions in them, like sodium and potassium are soft metals and mercury is liquid at the normal temperature. The second physical property of metal that we will talk about is metal possess metallic luster. Now, what do we understand by the word luster? Have you all seen the gold jewelry? Yeah, gold jewelry I'm sure हम सब ने देखी है, silver की, gold की. So they show shine, right? So this shiny appearance is actually called as luster. So we say that metals are lustrous. Metals shine in their pure state. This property of shining is called as metallic luster. You can collect a few pieces of pure copper, iron or aluminium and rub their surfaces with sandpaper. Sandpaper is a rough surface and these surfaces will these metals will start shining again. Same goes with the gold and silver. They also have shiny, or we can say they have lustrous appearance. Okay. So that was about the second physical property. The third physical property of metals the third property of metal is that they are malleable. Now, what do we understand by the word malleability or malleable? Malleability is basically a property by which the metals can be drawn into thin or the metals can be drawn into thin sheets. Yes. For example, take an iron nail or a thick copper wire and beat it with a hammer. So, आप क्या देखते हैं, अगर आप उसे हैमर से बीट करते हैं, so what do you see? Does it remains in the same shape or does it get flattened? It will get flattened, right? So, this property of the metal to get flattened is called as malleability. And those metals are called as malleable metals. For example, gold, silver, copper, iron, tin. These are all example of malleable metals. Gold, silver they are malleable. That is the reason the jewelry is made. The jewelry's designs are made using them. Yeah. Similarly, copper, iron, tin are also malleable metals. And you would also have seen a very common example. The sweets at the sweet shop are decorated with thin foil of silver. Yes, that is actually reflecting the malleable property of the silver. Yes, so the next property of metals is that metals are ductile. Metal like gold, silver, copper, aluminium, they are flexible and they can be drawn into thin wires. And this property where the metals can be drawn into wires is called as ductility. And the metals are called as ductile in nature. Now, next property that we have for the metals is metals are good conductors of heat as well as electricity. The best example is you take a vessel at home and keep switch on the gas. आप वो वेसल उस गैस पे अगर रखेंगे तो वो वेसल थोड़ी देर में गर्म हो जाता है या नहीं होता, या वो ठंडा पड़ा रहता है. It gets heated up. Yes, so this shows that metals conduct heat as well as electricity. The example which I quoted here, that shows that metals conduct heat. क्योंकि अगर हम मेटल गरम गरम खाना हम रखते हैं अपने किसी मेटल के बर्तन में तो बर्तन गरम हो जाता है. Yes, so this shows that metals conduct heat, or we can say that they are good conductors of heat. And because of this property, metals are used to make utensils. Also, metals are good conductors of electricity. Metals allow electric current to pass through them easily, and that's one of the reasons they are used to make wires. And thus we can say that they are the good conductors of electricity. Children, tell me that which is the best conductor of which metal is the best conductor of electricity? That is silver. Okay, silver is the best conductor of electricity amongst metal. Now, because of this property, the metals being good conductors of heat and also good conductors of electricity, because of this reason, they are used in utensils for cooking as well as for making the wires. There is a classroom discussion given in your textbook on page number 56, that why do we prefer to use glass utensils to serve hot liquids rather than using metal utensils. That's because metal utensils will conduct heat and they will get hot. Yeah, we will not be able to easily hold them. That's the reason glass is preferred over metal utensils when we serve the hot liquids. Alright. Now, regarding the being conductor of heat and electricity, there's one more activity given in your textbook on page number 56. ये एक्टिविटी आप लोग 6th स्टैंडर्ड से करते आ रहे हैं, where you can use a circuit to check if the bulb glows when you keep different materials. If you keep a rubber in between the circuit, yes, will the bulb glow? It will not glow because rubber is a conductor or insulator. Rubber is an insulator. That's the reason the bulb will not glow. However, if you keep a metal, the bulb will start glowing. That's because metals are good conductors of electricity. Yes. Now moving on to the next physical property of metals, that is metals have high density and high melting points. Now children, what do we understand by the term density? Density is defined as, it is actually the relationship between mass and volume. What is mass? Mass is actually the amount of matter in an object, whereas volume is the space occupied by an object. And density is actually the relationship between the mass and volume of the object. It basically defines how the molecules are packed within the object. So, the metals have high density, but it might differ widely in that the metals show difference in the density. Like gold, silver, mercury and iron have good density of 19.3, 10.5, 13.6 and 7.8 gram per cubic centimeter. But some metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium and aluminium have low densities. And lithium is the lightest metal with only 0.53 gram per cubic centimeter density. Yes, and also metals have high melting points. They don't melt at low temperature. They need a high temperature to get melted. So they have a high melting point. The last property that we will talk about regarding the metals is that metals are sonorous. What do we understand by the word sonorous? The word sonorous means making sound. या सो आप हम सब ने आई एम श्योर हम सब ने स्कूल की बेल जो ट्रेडिशनल बेल होती है वी हैव हर्ड दैट या दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ मेटल एंड व्हेन द मेटल पार्ट हिट ईच अदर दे मेक नॉइज या सो व्हेन मेटल स्ट्राइक ईच अदर और आर स्ट्रक विद अ हार्ड मटीरियल they produce a ringing sound. Thus, we say that metals are sonorous. And because of this property, metals are used in various objects like wind chimes, bells, and musical instruments. So, children, that was regarding the physical properties of metals. Please go through the textbook, read through the textbook. This is a very simple topic that we have covered today. I'm sure you all will be able to understand this. But still, if you have certain queries, you can WhatsApp me or we can discuss that in the Zoom class. Along with this video, we are also sending you the YouTube link which will help you to better understand the topics discussed. And a PDF is included with this material, so that you can make a note of the question answers related to the topics discussed today. So enjoy e-learning and have a nice day ahead. Thank you.